This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Herbie Lopez is going to join us now, the general manager here at Toyota of Hollywood. So we'll talk a little bit as my man Herbie is obviously very happy because his Lakers dismantled my Heat last night. First of all, Herbie, how you doing, my brother? You doing all right? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. There we go now.
Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
It's good to have you back, my brother. Last night, it was like the moment was too big for them. It was the first time in the entire series. Because, you know, I know we could get to the injuries and all that stuff, but it was falling apart for them way before the injuries. And that's the sad part for us, because now what I thought could be a series, I don't even know if it's going to be a series anymore.
You know, Big O, it's always, how do you transition into the playoffs, and can you play half-court offense and defense, right?
Right.
That's what it's always. So if you look at the East, what did they go through? Where were the teams that they played? Indiana Pacers?
Boston and Milwaukee.
Milwaukee and then Boston.
Right.
And they're more transition. They're a more transitional team.
Yes.
Even though the Lakers are too.
Yes, they are. Actually, the Lakers did what they normally don't do last night. They actually hit three-pointers. And they're one of the worst teams in shooting three-pointers.
We've been doing pretty good in the bubble, though.
They're 21st in the NBA in threes. And they were, they shot like 60% last night. It was like a sick night last night. But to me, it was more about watching Anthony Davis, and they had no answer whatsoever for Anthony Davis. And then they tried to match up with LeBron several times, and LeBron broke down pretty much everybody that tried to cover him. And to me, that was the main issue, because they started off great. But then once one thing started going awry in that middle of their first, where they miss a shot, did a bad defensive play, a turnover, it then just started to catapult, and they couldn't stop it.
Right.
They couldn't stop it. It was like weird. It was one of those, and that's why I was saying there. It was the first time where they actually looked like the moment was too big for them, like Hero too. You know what I mean? As great as he's been, last night he kind of looked like a little
You
lost.
can see the shot was short. You can see a lot of things, right?
Yeah. But they're young, and then this is kind of like, okay, finally they kind of look what they are, a young team.
But not only is the moment big, the players are big.
Right.
I mean, the Lakers are long. The Lakers are big.
Yeah.
They got a lot of girth. I mean, AD is a problem to handle. And I've always said that if there's one player that can, it would be Adebayo.
Yeah.
Right? Just because he's agile, he's got the athleticism, he's got the size. But AD's a monster, man. Nobody could really guard that guy.
No.
That guy's as versatile as it gets. And to have him and LeBron, and I said this last time, when you have the best two players in that series, and they're on the same team, normally the one that's got the best player wins. When you got the best two players, that's a problem.
Yeah, I think Miami has the better organization, the better coaching staff. They might even be deeper as a team and maybe even play better as a team. But when you have the two best players and then people can feed off those guys,
it's just tough.
It's over, because that's always been basketball.
And everybody's long.
Right.
Everybody's long.
Right.
You got Kuzma, you got Morris, you got AD, you got LeBron James.
Rondo's long for a guard.
Caruso's big. Danny Green is big. Everybody's big.
Right.
Everybody is big.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. I didn't even mention those two.
Right.
I mean, they're just big.
Right. Yeah, it's sad, man, because the part I don't like now is that now we may not end up with a good series. And so the basketball fan gets cheated out of it. And then for Miami, it almost ends up, for us, it's already a great year. No matter what happens, it doesn't really matter. They weren't supposed to be here.
Right.
But the average basketball fan is going to say, well, I got cheated, man. We would have been better off with Boston, Milwaukee, or Toronto making it. They might have given the Lakers a better run. That's going to be the narrative behind it all.
I'm with you, but you said earlier I should be elated. I should be really happy. I'm happy, but the fact I'm also a Heat fan. I mean, I love the Lakers, but I'm also a Heat fan. So the Heat are my second favorite team, but to see that it's maybe not a series, I think they're going to bounce back, though. I hope they make it a series. But
if they were healthy, yes.
Right.
But Bam has the wrist and the shoulder. Jimmy has the ankle. And now Goran, it's plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, torn.
You know, come on, dude. And they're saying, oh, well, he could still, put some weight on it. Bro, I've covered athletes with plantar fasciitis. It's over. You know what plantar fasciitis is? Do you guys know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's the heel of your foot, right? And then that arch, it's that piece of muscle that is tearing off the bone.
Wow.
So it feels like your foot is on fire. So the only way to fix it is by completely tearing it off and then surgically putting it back so it can heal together again. Okay? I watched Timmy Hardaway, I watched Jason Taylor, and Alonzo Mourning.
Wasn't Warwick Dunn one of the first ones to have successful surgery on that?
No, they're all successful. But what I'm saying is,
no, but I'm saying first one back in the day.
I don't remember. But what you can't do is you can't really playing through it. You're just a shell. Like Jason Taylor played with plantar fasciitis. Like he still got like a sack or two or something. It was
just a different player.
But he was a different player. He wasn't nearly. He's still dominant because he's Jason Taylor, bro. You know what I mean? It's just great players sometimes can overcome, but you're not going to get the real Jason Taylor. I didn't see the real Zoe. He ended up having surgery. I didn't see the real Timmy. He ended up having surgery because that's exactly what ends up happening with plantar fasciitis. You end up in surgery because they have to peel the whole damn thing off your foot.
He's such a key player for that team, too. I mean, Goran, it just opens everything up with his driving ability, and his leadership. And he's a veteran.
And his shooting, dude. His shooting has been
money. His shooting is great.
His shooting has been absolutely money.
I was actually just saddened by that whole thing because, he's one of those guys that's going to get a nice contract when the season's over.
Right.
And to see him go through that, I think he'll still get the contract, but just for him not to finish out with a bang it's just awful.
Yeah, he'll get a one-year deal because they've got to stay liquid for the following year.
For Giannis?
To try, or whoever. I don't know.
Woo-hoo.
I don't know if Giannis is really going to leave Milwaukee. He kind of looks like the kind of guy that would stay
Very
in that
loyal,
place.
right?
Yeah. He's like a blue-collar guy. He would stay there. Although he didn't really totally commit. Even when his last statement was, if we do everything that we need to do, or something, I forgot how I'm paraphrasing, but it wasn't like a flat-out commitment like, yeah, for sure I'm here for the rest of my career. So he kind of left the door open.
Puts the pressure on the ownership.
Yeah, well,
to bring the players and spend the money.
Yeah, so the question is, does he sign that max deal now or the Supermax the following year?
Wait for the Supermax. Right.
Does he wait for the Supermax? So that'll be interesting because obviously you still risk by waiting another year to wait for that Supermax. But it'll be interesting. But they said they're willing to go, over the luxury tax. And, I mean, if you're going to want to keep those kind of guys, you're going to have to do that.
Right.
Because there's 4 or 5 other cities waiting to – we'll happily go over the luxury tax, right?
Everybody wants Giannis.
Of course. Who doesn't want Giannis? All you got to do is teach the kid to shoot. And I'm sure they'll be able to do that here in Miami. That's for damn sure.
What do you think about the Doc Rivers
I have no problem with it. I think some people are overreacting like, oh, no, they shouldn't have done that. Dude, you choked away a 3-1 lead in the second round, and you've done it 3 times. So there's a track record with you now, and you didn't adjust. You didn't get the max out of this team that was a championship caliber team. It was a team I thought would win it all. A lot of people thought with the roster that they put together, it should have been the Lakers and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. And I was saying that was your NBA Finals.
Right.
Didn't matter who advanced from the East. They were going to lose anyways, and that's what's going to happen anyways. But, to not get to at least the Western Conference Finals and not get to like a 6 or 7 games where you played a hell of a series, then I think he survives. But you're up 3-1 on Denver and you don't survive? That's unacceptable.
And Ballmer's not playing games. You could just see he wants to change it all.
Well, dude,
he's got a new stadium coming. He's got everything, and it's a win now roster. It's a win now roster.
Yeah, the question is, who are they going to get? Who's
Right.
the guy that is? Because I don't buy this Tyronn Lue crap. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm not a Tyronn Lue guy. I don't think he's that great a coach or anything like
They're
that.
throwing out a name, Big O.
He's ridden LeBron's coattails is what he's done.
And I'm sorry to interject, but I want you to know they're throwing out a name out there that would hurt me a lot. Phil Jackson. There's no way he comes back and he coaches the Clippers.
He's so out of touch nowadays, dude.
Right?
I would never bring that guy back at this point. He's a slacker already at this point. He doesn't want to grind anymore. He didn't want to grind with the Knicks.
That would hurt me if he ever signed there.
Why? I mean, I don't see Jerry West guiding them to Phil Jackson.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, he is the guy behind the scenes.
Yeah, I
running the thing.
I don't see that. I think you better get somebody young, somebody that understands the game a little bit more now that it has changed. You know what I mean? It's a completely different game, and that's what that's where
it's a players' league.
That's where Riley kind of screwed Spo, because Spo was already started that positionless basketball thing with the big three. So he was already ahead on the curve, and then Riley throws the big center on his ass in Whiteside and slows the whole game down for him. And Spo is a good soldier, so he sucked it up and he made the best of it. But now you see where he's back at again with this kind of roster and the success they're having. And it's really important to understand where you're at, because life evolves. This isn't the same Toyota dealership that was 10 years ago, 20 years ago,
Correct.
30 years ago. And if you don't change with the times, and look, with the COVID, that's changed the way you're going to do business in the
Correct.
future, because everything changes.
Yep.
Radio is dying. It's podcasting. It's .coms. It's digital. TV's dying. It's digital. It's on demand. Everything.
Yeah, the cable companies are completely out.
They're dying. Yeah, the satellite companies are dying because it's going to be Hulu. It's YouTube TV.
And they're expensive.
And they're expensive. I've saved a lot of money switching from DirecTV to YouTube TV, bro.
Yeah.
A ton. But anyway, and it's more convenient, too. It's less equipment in your house and all that other stuff, whatever. But my point is, if you don't evolve, it runs you over. And that's what happened to Phil Jackson in New York. Things were already evolving, and he was not with the times. So I don't see them going backwards that way. You have to go forward, and you have to find a coach, whether it's a Nick Nurse, whether it's a Spo, where you got to find somebody young that understands what's going on now, can relate more to the players too, on top of all of that, and can change with this game. Because remember that Clippers team isn't even traditional to what Phil Jackson was used to also.
Right. Yeah, of course not.
I don't know who the name is, but you got to find somebody that can change a little bit more with the times. You know what I'm saying?
Is that crazy that you can't name a coach that could go in there and be successful? It's
because you need somebody that can close the deal. I'll give you one if you want, Mark Jackson. I like Mark Jackson.
I love Mark Jackson.
I thought he did a great job with Golden State. I thought he did a really nice job of establishing that culture there and the defense.
Oh, he definitely built that.
Yeah, he helped build that. And that's the guy that I would bring. If I had to think of somebody right now that sees the game the way it is, I like Mark Jackson. That would be the one guy. Now, brother, what happened behind the scenes with Mark Jackson?
It's weird. It's just, I don't know. It's almost like he's been blackballed.
Right.
Right?
Like something went on that we don't know about.
They said he was really, really religious in the huddles and in the locker room, and that kind of alienated some people, whether he was kind of imposing his will and what he believed in. But he's such a great coach. He was such a great, point guard.
But that's a conversation you can have with him, can't you?
I agree 100%.
You can hey, listen.
Especially Myers. I mean, he's such a great GM.
Yeah, we love you and everything, but you got to leave religion out.
Yeah.
Or something. Can't you do that? If that was the case, you know what I mean? I know he didn't get along with the owner too.
Right. That was the other thing
he had
too.
something like that, but okay, so what? People have disagreements all the damn time. That doesn't. Jimmy Butler didn't disagree with Chicago and Minnesota, and he agrees just fine with Miami.
Yeah, he's a different player in Miami.
Right. Well, he fits what they are. Minnesota is what they are, and Chicago is what they are. They're not the Bulls of MJ. That franchise is a joke. And Philly, they were just morons because they chose to give the money to Tobias instead of him, and they did not pick the right guy because of leadership.
I agree. Jimmy should have been the guy.
Jimmy should have been the guy in Philadelphia, you know what I mean? But that's, again, that's why it's really, you've got to make the right decisions.
That's another team that's looking for a coach, too.
Oh, Philly? Oh,
Philly.
yeah. Philly, yeah. Yeah.
They spoke to Tyronn Lue, and now they're speaking to Doc Rivers, so we'll see.
So what do you got going on here, bro? What's new this week at Toyota of Hollywood?
Listen, we just finished a great month, and, unbelievable incentives just came out for all the 21s. Inventory is stacking up. We're gonna have an unbelievable fourth quarter, and with the incentives that Toyota's putting out, with the inventory that we have, you gotta come over. This is the Disney World of the car industry. You're gonna have fun. We have live music. We have restaurants in here. We have a humongous lounge.
Live radio show.
Yeah, live radio show. Definitely live radio show. I love it. It's a different environment. It's just a different environment. We make sure we have our face masks. We make sure we have our sanitation. We have everything. We're prepared for anybody that comes in so that they feel comfortable and that they have a pleasant experience.
There you go.
So,
and by the way, if you mention me, you'll get another $1,000 off your trade-in. So if you're buying or leasing a vehicle, come on out here and enjoy it. Oh, somebody's saying that's a nice ride next to you, Big O. Yeah, that's a Supra, dude. There's a red one there. There's a black one there. That's a blue Supra back there.
Right in between the two of you, the blue one.
Yeah, the blue one's back there. I mean, it is. And a lot of dealerships, Toyota dealerships, don't even have one Supra.
Right.
And you guys have several Supras because how many did they make? They don't make a lot of them, right?
Yeah, it's a
limited
limited
right?
supply, but we've got double digits. We've got over 10 Supras in stock.
Yeah. You might go to a place that they may have one Supra that you can look at and buy. Meanwhile, there's a red, a black, and a blue right here in front of you, okay?
We got white, we got yellow,
Yep.
we got a silver one.
And they move. Oh, man, I took a ride in one. They move, baby. They move. One of the guys here owns one, and he gave me a ride, and that thing flies, dude.
Yeah, it's a fun ride for sure.
It is a fun ride. It would get me in a lot of trouble.
It's unbelievable how fast this year's gone by. I mean, we got Halloween coming up soon.
I know.
We got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, then you got the Christmas and Hanukkah holidays, and then the New Year. That's it.
And no holiday has ever been suited better for a COVID year than Halloween, because that's when you really want to wear a mask.
Right. I like that. I might use that. Okay.
I got to tell you. All right, so give us an incentive that people can take advantage of.
Well, right now we've got, Toyota as a finance company also gives us a lot of incentives. So a conquest program, that means if you're financing with another bank, for example, and you've made your last 12 payments, you've made them on time, Toyota has a program where they get you out of that loan where you might have a higher interest and put you with Toyota Finance at a much lower interest.
Wow.
And then once you're with the Toyota Finance Company and you've made payments for 12 months on time, then you qualify for what they call a loyalty program, which gives you an even lower interest rate. So again, we want to help everybody out. Not only do we want to give you the best prices, but we also help you out on the finance end of it. Like, you just mentioned, if they mention your name, you get an extra $1,000 on your trade. So we're trying to help you out from all angles. And that's what this is all about, is helping out people. And the way you grow a dealership, I've been with this company now 22 years, and I've been here at the Toyota dealership now this is my 20th year. And I can tell you the way we build it was we took care of people. And when you take care of people, then people want to bring other people with them. And that's really how you grow it.
Yeah, no doubt. And I can tell you because I bought a car here. My mother-in-law bought a car here, so The experience is there. We would never tell you to go buy or lease a vehicle where we wouldn't do it ourselves. You can come out here and see Herbie. Arianis Gonzalez is walking around. Lori Rodriguez, Azric Smith, Joel Rubio. Just some great people out here. And obviously Steve Ostrov is cracking the whip, making sure that everything is running perfectly in 400,000 square feet. This place is amazing.
It's such a great feeling to come to work. It's such a beautiful building. The environment and the atmosphere is awesome. Just come on in. We're gonna take care of you.
All right, my brother. You watching the Marlins, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
It's impressive. It's impressive that, I had a guy tell me, I haven't been watching baseball. Are the Marlins in the playoffs? I said, yes, they are. They're doing well.
And they won.
Yeah, exactly.
They won. Although what sucked again was Sterling Marte.
With the finger.
Broke his finger, and it's like, damn,
They said he's going to play through it, though.
Yeah, he's going to play through it, but still, I mean, I hope he can play through. He's been so important to them.
Oh, my God.
We're not the Dodgers and the Yankees, bro. We can't just, hey, DJ LeMahieu, come off the bench. You hit 370. Come on, go ahead. We don't have that, bro. So that guy was huge for us. You know what I mean? But to steal one already from the Cubs, and in baseball, and in a 3-game set, bro.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. So they might wait. Six still can deal, man. That's going to be fun today to watch that kid deal.
I like it.
Fun. All right, good stuff as always, my brother. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, guys.
You got it. The great Herbie Lopez out here at Toyota of Hollywood. Some great people out here. So come on out and make sure you tell them that I sent you.